I want to talk to you a few minutes about how to bless people with your words, whether you speak them or write them. But before we go there, I want to share why it's important to do that. You see, in every human being, there's this little doubt. Do I have what it takes to be what I was meant to be? Do I matter? Am I good enough for the people around us? And the world around you has one answer: no. There's a lot of reasons for that. Advertisers tell you no so that you feel insecure, so that you'll buy their products. If you think about it, that's really actually kind of devious. They will actually tear you down to sell you their products. But that's how it is. I'm not here to tear them down or bash them. And then people all around you, we tend to focus on the negative and we tear each other down. We don't mean to, but we criticize and we put down. And the overwhelming message is that no, you do not have what it takes. You are not good enough. But that's not true. It's a lie, and it destroys us, that lie does. So that's why it's important to speak life, to speak blessing. Whether it's your written word or the spoken word, it doesn't matter. So I want to give you a few tips on how to inject, so to speak, positive but truthful thoughts and blessings into people's lives. There's only one rule that you really need to remember, and I want to cover that first. Be sincere. It needs to come from your heart. If it doesn't, it's flattery. Flattery is disgusting. Flattery hurts people. It turns people off to you. It turns people off to blessing other people. It's just a bad deal. So let's leave that there. Remember that rule and let's go forward. Here's the cool thing about this blessing thing. Even though it feels awkward at times, and I've been working really hard at learning how to do this all of my life, and it still feels a little bit awkward to me at times. It feels less awkward as time goes on, for sure. But the cool thing is, like I was going to say, it's really simple. It can be as simple or as complicated as you want. But let it come from your heart. So it could be something as simple as this. I posted on somebody's wall the other day, and I just said, so-and-so, I believe in you. That's all I said. That's all he needs to know. He needs to know that somebody who matters to him, he's related to me, he's a friend of mine, he needs to know that somebody believes in him. I know when people have told me that, when I was down and out, going through hellish periods of my life, and somebody said, Richard, I believe in you. It meant the world to me. It makes me cry just to remember it. So it can be really, really simple. Here's another way to bless people with your words. Look and see what's good in their life. And there's good in pretty much everybody. There's a couple of people make me wonder, but no, I'm just kidding. But seriously, there's good in everybody. Look and find that. Even if there's a crust and they're crusty and mean and just jerks, there's something going on inside that is beautiful. Learn to find that and then call it out. Like, you might have somebody that's just all bluff and he's rough and tough, gangster, thug kind of attitude. He might have the biggest heart and the kindest heart you ever did see. Look for that and then say, I see this in you. Just tell them, I see that you care about people. And I want to tell you how useful that is and what a blessing that is. Just tell people what you see in them. That's all I'm talking about. You could also do what I like to call prophetic blessing, to where you look at somebody, and don't get put off by the word prophetic. A lot of people, it's really simple. You are prophesying, so to speak, something about the future based on the evidence today. You're not foreseeing the future. I'm not talking anything weird like that. But like a friend of mine was going through a really hard time, and I looked at him and I saw that this was just preparation for when he would rise up and bless other people. And so I told him that. I said, someday you will be on the other side of this and you will impact people in a powerful way with your life and with your words and by your interaction. I found out recently that really meant a lot to him. It was an anchor, not only to him, but to his wife. I experienced the same thing when people would tell me, Richard, someday you're going to be on the other side of this. It seems like this hell will never end, but you will be on the other side and you will impact people because of it. That's all I mean by the prophetic blessing. There's a lot of different ways. Don't worry about getting every detail right. Just look for the good, look for the potential good, and again, don't invent stuff. Don't go tell a guy that weighs 120 pounds and is, or let me do this, don't go tell me who weighs 400 pounds that I'm going to be a star basketball player. It ain't happening. Okay, so be honest about it. Be realistic about it. But most of all, be sincere from the heart. Tell people the good that you see in them and the good potential you see in them in your own words, with your own slant to it, and just tell them that. Make a practice of that. Learn to do that. As time goes on, as you keep doing this, you will start seeing this in other people more and more. And if you look at someone, you say, I want to bless that person, here's another tip. If you look at someone and say, I want to bless that person, but I don't know how. I don't even know what to tell them. Go find someone who's close to both of you and say, I want to speak something good to this person to encourage them, to bless them. And I'm having a hard time figuring out what to say. Can you give me some input? Don't be afraid to do that. You say, why go to all that bother just for something so... No, it's huge. This thing of speaking blessing into people's life, or like people like to call it now, speaking life to them, whatever you want to call it, it is huge. It changes people's lives. It empowers them. They go from, I don't know if I have what it takes, to, hey, maybe I do have what it takes. And they will walk forward into life with your words of blessing ring in their ears. I'm sorry, it makes me cry, but my life has been changed by people speaking blessing to me. And that's why this is so important, to get this message out to people, to inspire people to go speak blessing into people's lives. Thank you for listening.